What's up, you guys? It's your girls, Brittany
and Stephanie,
and we are back with another video, y'all. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And in the description are our social media, so go follow us on those. In the comments, let us know what else y'all want to see from our channel. My voice is probably gonna be going in and out because I'm getting over a cold.
And I'm gonna catch her cold. I feel it.
Yeah. If they haven't read the title, let them know what we're doing, Pooh.
Today, basically, we're going to talk about our experiences with stalkers.
So, stalking, not necessarily a good thing to do. I'm going to just let y'all know right now,
Don't
y'all,
do that.
people out there who's having this kind of like mental creepish thing going on in your head. Not a good idea.
Don't do it, no. It's not going to be received well by
Right.
Whoever you're trying to follow or whatever.
So, we're not going to be talking about stalking like all stalking experience, but just stalking
within
our work.
Yeah.
So at our job, if y'all haven't known, we're like customer service workers. So a lot of the people who come in, they're not necessarily all creepy, but some of them are a little creepy. I won't lie. Yeah. So her story's gonna have to deal with creepy customers, and my story's gonna have to deal with crazy ex-girlfriends. Yeah. So we're gonna do that.
Yeah. Well, there's this one that stands out in my mind the most. There's this older man. He still comes in to this day, but I hadn't seen him for a while, so I thought he disappeared, but he really didn't. But
just came out the blue.
Came out of nowhere. Yeah. So he's this older man. He comes in. I'm nice to my customers, and I used to work as a cashier. So that's how he met me, because now I work like at a service desk, like, you know, refunds, exchanges, lottery, yada, yada, yada. So that's how he met me, was while I was cashiering. And his name, I don't think I should say his name. But no. So he introduced himself, told me his name whenever he came in. He's like, hi, how are you? You know what I mean? We would just talk every day, because he'd come in like every day. And I was like, okay, you know, like I'm nice, whatever, cool. And it started getting more and more creepy, because like, I would go to hand him his change or whatever, or even when he would just come up, he'd like come up and like grab my hand and like hold my hand and like look me in my eyes and like hug me, like weird stuff. Like it'd get really weird. And he gave me like a pin from like, I'll bring it and show it in another video so you guys believe me, but it was like a U.S. Army like pin. You know what they give like the recruiting centers, like you go U.S. Army, like that. So he gave me that. I know he goes to the local community college out here. I don't know if he works there or he goes to school, but he has this stuff on all the time. Like, I don't, he probably got it from there, whatever. So, yeah. And he came in, and he'd always ask me when I was working. So, even when I wasn't working, I'd lie and say that I was there, because the one day I was like, no, I don't work tomorrow, like, you won't see me. He was trying to see me outside of work, like, a few times, and that's really creepy. And then it got progressively worse. Like, I was getting really uncomfortable. And this was, like, last Christmas, not the Christmas that just passed. He was like, I was still like a cashier, and he came up to me and he was like hugging on me, and like it was really creepy. And then he was like, how would your parents feel? Because I don't think he knows that I'm over 18, but like I am. But he was like, how would your parents feel if like someone gave you a Christmas present? And he kept trying to ask me like what size shirts I wore and stuff like before this, and I wouldn't answer him. So he was like legitimately trying to give me a Christmas present.
He was trying to buy her off.
He was. And then like today, like now, he'll come in and he'll get lottery. He filled out his own slip. He always gets a lucky day. Lucky day lotto, I believe. Can't remember. It's $1, so it's either lucky day or lotto. So he plays the same number. He comes in with a slip and whatever. And then the other day he came and he got a mega, and that's $2, and he gave me a 5. So I had to give him $3 of change. And he had walked away. And I was also, like, kind of arguing with someone that I'm close to that was in the store. So they were witnessing this, too. So I had, like, went to go... Because he left his change. So I chased after him. I was like, blank, because I know his name. I was like, wait, you forgot your change. And he, like, turned around and he was like, oh, thank you, Stephanie. And he, like, grabbed me and pulled me in this hug. And I walked away. I was like, oh, my God, he did not just touch me. I was like, oh, my God. I was, like, making noise. I was like, he did not just hug me.
What time was it, though? Was it nighttime? Or
it was afternoon. It was, like, right after I had got there. I started at, like, 3 or 4.
Was it dark out, though? Cause
No.
y'all, when it's dark out and people leave stuff, I don't go chasing them. When
It
it's
was
light
in
out.
the store.
Oh, okay, I thought
He
you
didn't
I
leave
thought
the
he
store.
left.
No, he was
Okay.
by the doors.
See, I thought she was finna get kidnapped.
No.
Never
In
chase a
front
stranger.
of all these customers, he like grabbed me and hugged me, and I was like, oh no.
He was trying to claim what was his.
And then the person I was arguing with, I made eye contact with them. I was like, I can't talk to you right now because I'm mad, but you just saw that, right? Like, oh Lord.
Oh God.
And then, I don't know. There's a few other customers. There's this one man, I'm not going to say his name either, but he's a photographer. So for a long time now, he's been trying to like get me outside of work to like take pictures and stuff. And he'll like come up and he'll hug me and like try to touch me. And whenever I'm in like the other stores and stuff, like he'll recognize me. He'll try to talk to me and be like, yeah, like it's just really weird. Like he gave me his business card. I don't have it. I think I threw it away. I had kept it for a long time too, just as evidence. I was like, I'm not crazy.
Just as evidence.
My special friend had like looked up his website or whatever because he's a photographer and it didn't exist. And he was like, oh, they printed it wrong, yada yada yada. And he like pulled it up on his phone one day because I called him and I was like, you're just trying to kill me. He's like, no. He was like, I'm just trying to take pictures of different people. I was like,
well, you got to hustle out here.
oh.
He's trying to make his hustle.
He came up and he was like, where's my hug? And then he gave me a hug and he was like, ooh, your body is so fit. And he started saying, he was like, and then he was like, ooh, what are you bathing? He was like,
What do you
you
bathe
smell
in?
so good. Your skin
See,
smells. I was like, why are you
this is where
touching me?
the creepiness comes in. Some of these questions y'all be asking is just outright just unnecessary.
Oh my God, I didn't even tell you. I'll tell you off camera. Okay, this one regular customer, and when I tell you his name, you'll know him. He started asking me, do you live around here and all this other stuff. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, what street? He was like, oh, I'm not trying to be creepy about it. I was like, I'm not answering that. No.
Listen,
And then, yeah.
y'all understand what we go through at our job.
All day, every day. I'm like, I'm too ugly for this. Leave me alone.
Stuff.
No. But then there's this other customer, and he comes and gets lottery like when I'm working. And he be trying to see me outside of work too, try to bring me lunch, try to baby me. I like video called my special friend one time when I was waiting on him just so like he could hear what I hear with this guy. I was like, this guy's crazy. And my dad was in the store and I was video calling my friend. And I was like, my dad is right there. And he was like saying like the most disgusting things. I was like, my dad is 20 feet away from you. I was like, that's my dad. Because I was like, Dad, can I go home? Like jokingly. And he was like, oh, I'll take you home, all this other stuff. He's like, I'm daddy. I was like, no.
No.
And then our coworker had come into the store yesterday when I was waiting on him. And I was like, bye, blank. And he was like, ooh, I'm going to change my name to blank and all this other stuff. I was like, but yeah, he was trying to see me outside of work and bring me lunch. He'd be like asking me when I work so he could get his lottery for me and only me and all this other stuff. And I lie now. Even when I'm not on the schedule, I say I'm going to be at work just so that they don't try to like see me outside of work or like, oh, you're off that day? What? You know what I mean? Like I always just say I'm there now because that's safer because it's like public.
I don't know what half of these people be thinking when they're coming to our job and tell us all this different stuff. Like, we do not care about blankety blank and what happened when and where. Really. They be telling us their whole life stories, y'all.
They be telling us their life stories. They be trying to get some punani and you're like 75, like get away from me.
Okay.
Ew. And I'm pretty sure the photographer dude has a wife.
Oh, God. Y'all got to do
That was
better.
literally the other day because our
Y'all
coworker was out of
got
work,
to
so I was covering her shit.
Get y'all lives together.
It was
for
10 in
real.
the morning. It was 10 in the morning. He came in there talking about, ooh, your body's so fit, yada, yada, yada. I was like, it's too early for you. Go away. Like, what is going on?
Go home.
Go home, for real. I was like,
Okay. Now, my story. My story probably ain't going to be as long as stuff because stuff just took
That was
up
like 3
9
people.
minutes.
That was like 3 people, 3 stalkers though. That still stalk me to this
My
day.
story is, so we had a coworker that used to work there, and he was a bagger. Was he just a bagger or a stalker? He was a bagger.
He was
and a
mostly a
stalker.
bagger, yeah.
Okay, so one time, like, he was like real cool. So I got like real cool with him. So I'm like, okay. But the thing is, with work, he was always late, y'all. I swear to y'all, this
Every
man,
day.
he didn't
At
have to
least half an
start
hour
work
late.
till like 5
6.
o'clock.
5 or
Like
6,
5 or
yeah.
6 o'clock at night, y'all. how are you late if you start at 5 o'clock at night? You have the whole day to sleep,
And
to
even
do
with his other
whatever.
job, like he did not get off that late.
Yeah. So he was always late to our store or called off or whatever. But he was like real cool. So one time, I guess our manager had changed his schedule or something like that. So I took it upon myself because whoever I'm cool with at work, y'all, I always make sure that they gonna do good. So
I can vouch for that.
I took upon myself to message him and let him know, like, hey, your schedule changed. You starting earlier than what you come in, because I think the manager had changed him to like 2 or 3 hours before it was time for him to come in. So I just let him know like ahead of time, like, hey, you're gonna be starting earlier on this day, you know, because he was already like,
Always late. I mean,
yeah, he was already like at the warning stage. Like if you was gonna mess up again, you were pretty much gonna get fired soon. So I'm like, let me let him know he gotta do better, you know. So just to look out. So I messaged him. And then after that, like me and my other coworker, Aaliyah, we're always messing with him. Me and my friend Aaliyah are like always talking about people, always messing with people. So we were like always messing with him. So he took it upon himself. He texted me one day and he was like, "Oh, y'all think y'all funny or whatever like that." So that was it for then. And then I just started sending him like his schedule every weekend because we get our schedule like every Saturday. So I just kept on sending him like his new schedule for the new week. So what happened after that?
The texts, the calls.
Oh, okay. So one day it was like super late or whatever, and one night his girlfriend texted me, which, disclaimer, at this time, y'all, I was in a relationship almost 4 years long, strong.
Yeah.
At that point, I thought it was strong. But
Stronger than this.
Yeah,
Crazy
so I was in a relationship, so nothing I did was out of
any interest in him.
Yeah, was anything like that. So his girlfriend texted me, like, from her number. First she called me like 5 times. Me, I don't answer no number that comes to my phone. If it ain't saved in my phone, I don't answer it. That's it. She leaves. She calls me like 5 times or whatever. I'm at work, y'all, so I'm already not going to answer my phone anyways. But then she texted me and sent me like this long paragraph talking about, I know you be flirting with my man and just all this other stuff. Just know that he got a girlfriend and all this stuff. So I'm like, are you serious? Like, hurt by this, by me sending him just his schedule? Because I've never said anything like flirtatious or anything towards him. So I guess she thought it was more than what it was. But anyways, she sent me like this long paragraph. And after that, this same night, y'all, I guess like his car is like some type of new car where you type in a code or something to get in the car, or I don't know. It was something like that. And I guess she had locked him out of his car, or he forgot the code to it or something like that. So she purposely locked him out, I guess, of the car account or whatever. It was something like that. Some long story, electronic, whatever, mumbo jumbo. So they were like arguing. Like he was arguing with her like the whole night. And he was like locked out of the car for like, our store closes at like 10. So he was locked out of his car for like, I think he was there for like 2 hours or something like that. And my mom, oh God bless my mother. I don't even think, my mom doesn't even know anything about this. When she sees the story time, she'll know. But I guess his girlfriend probably purposely locked him out because she felt like he was cheating on her with me or something like that. I never messaged her at all because I was going to message her and tell her, like, I'm in a full relationship, ain't never had no interest in your boyfriend or anything like that. Like, we're just cool friends, all that. So he never knew anything about her messaging me, and it was, like, so awkward every time I seen him because I'm like, should I tell him, like, that his girlfriend is sending me threats or whatever? I mean, I ain't scared of no threat, but I didn't reply
You know what?
because
She
I
was
didn't
kind
feel
of
like,
crazy though.
yeah.
Oh my god, no! Because one day, my dad was late to get me. I didn't even mean to cut your story off. She's crazy. No, like, because one day my dad was late to get me, and this creepy person that I work with, I'm not gonna say anything because I still work there, was trying to give me a ride home, and I refused to let that man know where I live because I actually fear for my safety sometimes. So, disclaimer. And so I was like, no, I'm not gonna get in your car. Like, I'm good. He was like, do you want me to wait for you? I was like, wait with you. I was like, no, I'm fine. Like, it'll be fine. And then the dude and his girlfriend saw that. So they offered to give me a ride home, and the whole time I was in the car, it was like the most awkward thing ever. Because I was like, I don't want them to know where I live either, because they was kind of freaking me out when I got in the car. I was like, oh lord.
God.
So yeah, she was kind of. She rubbed me the wrong way. I was in the car with her for like 5 minutes. I live right down the street. I was like,
yeah.
Anyways, okay.
You're good. So that night, I think she purposely locked him out because she was threatened or whatever. And my mom came to pick me up because we both had got off at closing. I closed the store or whatever. So my mom had came pick me up, and he was locked out his car, so he was just waiting because I think like his brother was gonna come and pick him up or whatever because it was taking too long for her to unlock the car or whatever. And my mom never lets. My mom's like the safety police. She never lets anybody like be by themselves or anything like that. My mom was like protector, I guess. So anytime she sees anybody by themselves, she always, trying to help someone. But yeah, that is super windy. But but yeah, so she seen him out there because they were cool too. So mom was like, oh, we'll wait here with you because we only live like right up the street, so it didn't really make a difference for us to still be out there. So mom was like, we'll wait out here for you. And I'm like in the car, like so awkward. Like, should I let him know, like, while they're sitting here laughing and joking and telling stories and stuff like that? I felt like so awkward sitting in the car. So he was still sitting there arguing with his girlfriend back and forth and stuff like that and all this. And then finally, I think one of our other coworkers pulled up. Adonis had pulled up, and I guess he had ended up just waiting out there with him or whatever. Yeah, but one of our other coworkers had ended up riding past, and I guess had stayed out there with him till his brother had came and picked him up or whatever. And then later on, she had called me. She had kept calling me that whole entire night, and I'm like, should I reply? Like, I texted one of my best friends. I'm like, should I reply to this girl and let her know, like, I ain't interested in her man and I got my own man? But I ended up not replying to her. I ended up just blocking her. But yeah, y'all, never fall into nothing. So
never fall into nothing. Be alert and secure at all times.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mom was past the house. But yeah. What else happened? Oh yeah, and then a few days later, he had finally came to work, and he was like, I'm sorry, I did not know, like, she messaged you or anything like that. She was just mad at me and went through my phone and I guess put some stuff in her head and thought wrong or whatever. So yeah, it was just one crazy awkward day. But yeah, I don't know if that's considered a stalker story, but I guess it kind of is because she kept calling me and sending me messages and stuff like that.
And she knew where you work. She
yeah.
did pop up randomly. So
Yeah, she did pop up all the time, but I was never there every time she popped up. So yeah,
she tried though.
She thought.
She thought. Not today.
Right. But anyway, I think that's the end of our. If y'all want a part 2,
I got
many more.
Stories,
yeah. So if y'all want a part 2 of stalkers
and
at
crazy
work,
customers and all that junk.
yeah, let us know in the comments. Let us also know in the comments what else y'all want to see. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And in the description are our social media. So follow us on those. Share our videos out so more people can come see us. And I think that's about it. You ready to close this out?
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for another one.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Never let them see your friend. And if you need a friend to pick you up, I'll be around. And we can ride with the windows down, the music loud. I can tell you ain't last in the rap, but I wanna see that cookie slap.
I'm away down. I'm away down. What the one that was trying to get me way down? Like the sun, no, you know I'm away background.
Cookie smile with your style on them.
Background.
Cookie smile with your style on them.
What the one that was trying to get me way down? Like the sun, no, you know I'm away
They don't look
background.
nothing like the people on the screen. You know the movie stars, picture perfect beauty queens. But we got dreams and we got the right to chase them. Look at the nation, that's a crooked smile. Braces couldn't even straighten. Seem like half the race is either on probation or in jail. Wonder why we inhale, cause we inhale already. I ask